What's up, everybody? We are riding today down at St. Joe State Park in Park Hills, Missouri. Trail ride here, nothing crazy. Just got together to get out and have a good time. Way up ahead of me on the hill here is Jake, and he is on his new YZ250x. So he wanted to get out and ride it, being it's a new bike, and we all wanted to get out and ride too, so it worked out. See that pretty clean new bike right there? The last time it'll look like that. But right behind him and in front of me is Bob. He's on a 250FX. And then behind me is Jim, and he is on a Husky 300. You'll see us kind of rotate spots and have fun, and just kind of out here goofing around, kind of how trail riding usually goes. St. Joe's a great park, great place to check out if you live in Missouri or are close to. It's kind of south of St. Louis, a little ways. It's pretty cheap, $6 for the day pass for a dirt bike. They allow all kinds of vehicles out there, side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes. Sometimes you see some old three-wheelers or somebody in a, some other kind of trail rig. But it's a really good time, fun place for what it is, close to home. So we really like to get together and go riding out here as much as we can. The dirt was absolutely perfect for this ride, so that was awesome. The weather was a little hot, but it's been hot now for a week or so in Missouri, so we're all kind of used to it, and had a really good time. Nobody went down too hard anywhere. I know Jim took a pretty good tree. He tried shoulder checking a tree, and the tree won. But other than that, no real bike damage, no real body damage. So that's always a win on the day to me. If we go out riding as a group, you want everybody to have a good time and go back home with minimal broken parts, and hopefully, and just a little tired. No broken bones, no injuries to speak of. So we all got to go to work on Monday, so we'll be able to do that and still enjoy ourselves and have a good time. Jake, a little cut on the inside here. Feel like we were racing a little bit. Jake does have his own YouTube channel. I know he was recording. I'm not sure if he's going to put a video up on this, but I will link his channel in the description. Just like me, he races when he can and where he can, and he's usually on a YZ250FX, but he just got this bike, so pretty stoked for him on it. It's looks like he was enjoying himself on it pretty good. I know he's messed with the suspension just a hair while we were there, but looked like a good time all around for everybody. So. I hate the GoPro effect on all the hills and the terrain as well. I mean, nothing. Maybe it's not as scary as what it seems in a helmet, but everything looks way flatter and way less technical on a GoPro than what it does in real life. Those hills are pretty steep, but nothing crazy. But the GoPro always makes everything look so flat. There's a ton of variety of trails out here at St. Joe, which makes it a lot of fun, good place to go ride. You see a lot of other vehicles. You do have to be kind of mindful once you get on the open trails. They do allow side-by-sides in the woods, and sometimes you know, see them out there, run into them, you know, not just in the sand flats, but they'll be up in the woods crawling around. So you do have to be mindful of popping over hills and things like that. But a lot of times what we're searching for when we're riding as a group is the single track type stuff that we're on now, and it's a lot less common to see any kind of ATV or side-by-side on it. You see some other groups of dirt bikes out there, which is always fun. Sometimes it's just in passing, sometimes you end up stopping and talking to them for a little bit. You know, maybe riding with them for a minute or so too, so it's a good time. Watch the top of the camera here. Not sure, I didn't see the whole thing happen. Jim ended up being just fine, got back on the bike, rode the rest of the day, no sweat, so that's awesome. But not sure, I think the front tire started washing on him a little bit and kind of pushed him over into that tree. It looked, from my angles, I looked up, I just saw him flying off the bike. I was worried he might have got more injured than what he was, but ended up being okay. So riding on here, kind of creeping through the woods. This is an old single track, you can barely see it. Of course, down trees and things like that you see there. That's a lot of times why people quit riding on them and find somewhere else to go. Hollering there. I think there was a deer running across. You see a lot of deer out here. They're not really afraid of anything because they don't really get any pressure from hunters, and they're obviously used to motors running around in their habitat here. So, but you do still get them on the run every now and then. I didn't see it in the footage there, but I'm pretty sure if I recall that's what I was hollering about, because there was a deer running across the hill there. GoPro doing GoPro things, it doesn't do that hill justice. And this looks like it's flat ground too, but this is still pretty good incline here that we're creeping up. That's a hill there, buddy. Kind of funny to watch it back. Jake's new bike does look good. He looks very comfortable on it right away, which is awesome. Love to see that for him. Pretty excited for him about it. Hey, it's always fun. Your buddy gets a new toy. Been that way since we were kids, and not much has changed. Thought it was strange. We were talking before this ride here, and from new, I guess the owner's manual calls for running an hour with 16:1 ratio premix in the new YZ250x, and that just sounded crazy to me. I've never owned a new bike, so maybe that's a pretty commonplace, but the dealership told them to run, you know, tank of gas of 16:1 through it. So you'll notice it's pretty smoky following behind that new bike, but that's why. He didn't have any problems fouling plugs or anything. I'm assuming it's just to make sure everything gets broken in well lubricated. I know he's put an hour of ride time on the bike at his house at least, if not a little more, to break it in before he went out today. So it then manual calls for 32-to-1 mix after that. So I know that's what he's going to run next. And I don't know, I just thought it was pretty heavy on oil for, you know, I understand it's breaking in and getting that motor lubricated and set well, but man, that seemed heavy on the oil. Oh, this is a little funny part here.
Off my freaking. You did what now?
You did what now?
I hit that stop. I came off here.
Oh,
it's right there on your exhaust pipe, Jake.
Oh, it's right there on your exhaust pipe, Jake.
Hey! There's bright blue on that mud.
There's bright blue on that mud.
That's funny. Hey, put that in my pack, would you?
Yes.
Put that front. It should be like kind of zip Velcro.
The zip or the Velcro?
Velcro. I don't know, I was cool, man. It came off there.
So that was Jake kind of explaining what had happened, but not sure how, but his mouthpiece for his camelback ripped off. And as I rode back up to him, because I was out ahead of him at that point, turned around, came back up to him, and I saw his mouthpiece laying in his exhaust and the crook of it. I don't know how it got down there or what happened. You know, weird stuff always happens when you're riding. So I just thought that was funny. So I left that little clip in there of us kind of chatting about it. But his camelback still worked. It wouldn't really shut off. Once the straw got full, it would all run down, and probably nice and refreshing, give you a cool chest and belly there while you're riding. A lot of variety of trails and terrain out here, like I mentioned, so pretty good time. This is a pretty wide, fast trail. We were heading back to the sand to head back, get a little drink, and just kind of taking it easy on a Saturday, just getting together and having fun riding. These are the sand flats out there. They've got these creeks that they cut in. Bunch of different rock and stuff. It's changed a lot over the years. It used to be way bigger, and none of this rock was in there, none of that big stone creating the creek was there, but it's still a fun place. There's Jake flying by on his new bike. At this point today, Bob was having some suspension issues, so we went out and he stayed back. The suspension guy, or all of our suspension guys, no matter with shotgun suspension, they were out there riding. So he was going to go talk to him while we went out and had a little cruise. Found this tight little single track. It's pretty cool. Oddly enough, ended up being a rock stuck in Bob's linkage. He went and talked to him. They said, yeah, definitely something's wrong. Bring it in. We'll take a look. And he went and washed his bike up and washed it real good. You know, got in there and got the linkage sprayed off, so that trying to be thoughtful of the mechanic there and get everything nice and clean to work on. Said he got back on it after he'd washed it up real good with the power washers they have there at the park, and everything was fine. So it must have been a rock or something kind of hung up in the linkage somewhere and just kind of giving him a flat spot, like the suspension, the rear shock would just stop. It was pretty odd, but ended up, that's where his day kind of ended, unfortunately. But we went out and had another little trip here, and then we loaded up ourselves. It was getting hot and getting real busy. Started seeing a lot of other bikes up in the woods, and nothing wrong with that. Glad everybody's out there having a good time, but it can be a little dangerous. So we all loaded up, headed out. Gotta kick it. Well, thanks everybody for watching. If you've made it this far, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the voiceover. Also, go check out Jake's YouTube channel. I'll drop a link to that in the description. Muels Adventures, or Ventures, I think is what it's called. So you'll see a lot of us in each other's videos. We try to get together and ride as much as possible. So anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you all on the next one.